In the end, we all want to feel like we belong. But belonging isn't about fitting into a mold created by lies. True belonging comes from embracing the truth, no matter how raw or difficult it may be. When we live in a world where so many things feel out of our control, it's easy to retreat into lies that provide comfort. But the truth has a way of breaking through, and when it does, it forces us to take responsibility for the world we've created. The hardest lies to uncover are the ones that are ingrained in our society, shaping the way we see the world and the people in it. But the truth, no matter how inconvenient, is the key to unlocking our true potential. We spend so much time pretending to be someone we're not, hiding behind layers of falsehoods, that we forget what it feels like to simply be ourselves. But the truth always finds its way to the surface. Sometimes the most painful truths are the ones we've been avoiding for so long. But it's in facing them that we begin to heal and build the life we were meant to live. The truth isn't always easy to face, but it's the only thing that sets us free. When we stop lying to ourselves and others, we open ourselves up to a life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and more real. It's hard to face the truth when it contradicts everything we thought we knew. But the truth has a way of shaking us to our core, forcing us to rethink everything and rebuild from a place of honesty. In the world of politics and power, truth is often the first casualty. But the moment we choose to seek the truth, even in the face of opposition, is the moment we regain control over our own lives. Lies are like chains that keep us bound to a past that no longer serves us. When we choose to face the truth, we break those chains and set ourselves free to live a life of authenticity. The truth has a way of revealing itself when we least expect it, often in the most uncomfortable of ways. But it's in those moments of discomfort that we grow and evolve into the people we're meant to be. Living in a world full of lies can feel like walking through a fog. But the truth is the light that cuts through the darkness, showing us the way forward and allowing us to see things as they truly are. Sometimes the hardest person to face is ourselves. But when we stop lying to ourselves and start facing the truth, we unlock a level of self-awareness and growth that changes everything. We all have our blind spots, areas of our lives where we've allowed lies to take root. But when we take the time to examine those areas with honesty, we create the space for healing and transformation. The truth is often the hardest thing to accept, especially when it challenges the narrative we've built our lives around. But in that truth lies the power to change our destiny and create a new path forward. The lies we tell ourselves may seem harmless at first, but over time, they erode our sense of self and cloud our perception of the world. Only by embracing the truth can we see clearly again. We often lie to ourselves because the truth seems too painful to face. But in reality, the pain of confronting the truth is nothing compared to the emptiness of living a lie. There's a certain freedom in admitting that we've been living a lie. It's not about feeling ashamed, it's about realizing that we have the power to create a new story, one based on truth and authenticity. When the lies we've been telling ourselves catch up with us, it can feel like a betrayal. But the truth is that it's the lies that have been holding us back, and in facing them, we take back control of our lives. The truth is often hidden beneath layers of fear, shame, and pride. But when we strip away those layers, we discover a strength within us that we never knew we had. Lies are seductive because they offer comfort and certainty. But the truth, while uncomfortable, gives us the clarity we need to make decisions that align with our true purpose. We live in a world where the truth is often obscured by the noise of external influences. But when we learn to tune out the distractions and listen to our own inner voice, we find the truth that has always been within us. Facing the truth doesn't mean we have all the answers. It means we're willing to ask the hard questions and embrace the unknown in order to create a better future. The hardest lies to uncover are the ones that have been deeply embedded in our culture, shaping the way we think and act. But once we start questioning those lies, we open up new possibilities for change. We often lie to protect ourselves, but in doing so, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to truly grow. The truth may be uncomfortable, but it's the only path to true freedom. The truth has a way of hiding behind the most intricate webs of lies. And when it's finally revealed, it doesn't just shatter the illusion, it changes the course of our understanding of everything we've known to be true. In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, the hardest lie to confront is the one we tell ourselves, that everything will be okay without us ever facing the reality of the choices we make. We all hold secrets, but sometimes the biggest lie we tell is not about others. It's about the stories we tell ourselves to keep going when deep down we know the truth is different. It's easier to deceive others than to face the discomfort of the truths we've buried within ourselves. But when the truth finally breaks free, it reveals more than just a moment of clarity. It unveils who we truly are. The lies we tell others are often rooted in the lies we tell ourselves. It takes a moment of raw honesty to break through the facade and truly see the reality of our world and our place in it. In a society that thrives on misinformation, The hardest thing is to admit that we've been deceived, not just by others, but by the very systems we thought we could trust. We all want to believe in something, but when that belief is built on a foundation of lies, it crumbles under the weight of reality. It's not the lies we need to fear, but the day we finally wake up and realize the truth. Sometimes the biggest lies are the ones we've been fed our entire lives, disguised as truth, shaping our perspectives and influencing our decisions without us ever questioning them. To live in the truth is to allow ourselves to confront the lies we've been told, both by the world and by ourselves, and find the strength to rebuild our lives from the ground up. The more we lie to protect ourselves, the more we lose touch with who we really are. It's only in the moment of complete honesty that we can finally begin to heal and rediscover our authentic selves. Lies can be small and harmless, but they add up over time, creating a web so complex that we forget which part of it was ever the truth. Only when we cut through the layers of deceit can we see the world clearly again. We often tell ourselves the lie that everything is under control, even when our lives are falling apart. But the truth has a way of catching up with us, and when it does, it forces us to finally face what we've been avoiding. In the age of instant information and constant change, it's easy to get lost in the noise. But sometimes the hardest truth to confront is the one we're most afraid to face about our own lives. Every lie we tell others is a reflection of something deeper, a fear, an insecurity, a belief that we aren't enough. The real challenge lies in facing that truth and finding the courage to embrace who we are without pretense. We live in a world that values appearances over reality, where we're taught to hide our true selves behind masks of perfection. But the truth has a way of seeping through the cracks, and when it does, everything changes. The hardest truth to accept is often the one that forces us to confront our own complicity in the lies we've been told and the lies we've been living. But in that moment of reckoning, we find the strength to change. We all tell ourselves stories to make sense of the world, but sometimes those stories are built on lies. It's only when we challenge those narratives that we begin to see the truth for what it really is. There's power in the truth, but there's also power in acknowledging the lies we've believed for too long. It's not about pointing fingers, but about recognizing the ways we've been misled and finding our own path forward. When the world is full of contradictions, it's hard to know where to stand. But the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, always has a way of guiding us back to what really matters. Sometimes the greatest deception isn't the lies others tell us, but the ones we tell ourselves to keep going in the face of adversity. When we stop lying to ourselves, we open the door to true transformation. The lies we tell ourselves to feel safe are the same ones that prevent us from growing. It's only when we face those lies head on that we can begin to uncover the truth about who we are and what we're truly capable of. In a world where truth is constantly distorted, it takes courage to stand up and speak what we know to be true. But it's not enough to just speak it. We must live it too. The most dangerous lies are the ones we believe about ourselves. Once we recognize those lies, we have the power to rewrite the narrative and take control of our own destiny. Lying isn't just about telling untruths to others. It's about the stories we tell ourselves to avoid facing the uncomfortable reality of our lives. But the longer we hold on to those lies, the harder it becomes to move forward.